Breaking up with Scott. I've always found their relationship to be a little too simple. On this team, where every woman Wolverine ever loved is being murdered out of spite, and Kitty is dating every Peter she can find, you've got Scott, who has almost exclusively dated people with the genetic makeup of his high school sweetheart. And on one hand, that's cute, but on the other hand, as these characters continue to exist, their relationships also need to evolve. Scott had been around for 40 years before she showed up, and the most interesting thing that ever happened to his love life was that Psylocke, for seemingly no reason other than it'd be fun, was throwing herself at him. But that's why I love Scottma Frostmers. That's what we're calling them, right? Scott and Emma. Because it took that, in my mind, sort of childish relationship and said, you know what? It is kind of childish. Scott does sort of feel like the mutant homecoming king who can't move on and can't make a mistake. And hey, look, here's this incredibly stuck-up mutant socialite who despises everyone but survived their 9/11, so she kind of lives here now. And her and Scott have something, and he's confused. And Jean gets to be pissed. She gets to be an absolute world-class hater and go way too far by using Phoenix powers to force Emma to look at her dead students. And it's so human, so flawed, so unlike the Scott and Jean we knew, and so interesting. So interesting that it stuck for a while. Scott and Emma were together for like a decade, and Jean got to do her own thing. That's compelling.